Hello and welcome to today's MJ News Digest, March 6, 2021, and it's my birthday week and I'm glad to be back. Here are today's headlines. Janet Jackson documentary, new MJ book, Aresenio Hall's Backstage MJ secrets, BuzzFeed Messed Up, and Remembering Do the BartMan, and our YouTube recommendation of the day. So first news story from Sky News, Janet Jackson documentary. Two-part documentary coming, which is going to cover Michael's death and the Super Bowl controversy. So there were rumours a couple of years ago that Janet was filming for a Netflix docu-series. So it looks like perhaps the footage that was filmed for that, we'll get into that in a little bit, is now being used for a documentary series which will not be appearing on Netflix but on Lifetime and A&E. So the programme, which has the working title Janet, will celebrate the 40th anniversary of the star's self-titled debut album released in 1982 when she was just 16. It covers the Super Bowl incident, it covers Michael Jackson, and a few other things. Let's have a look. So she will also talk about the death of brother Michael Jackson and discuss her romantic relationships and becoming a mother later in life. A&E has described the documentary, which will run for 4 hours in 2 episodes, as being an intimate look at Janet's life. Janet has enjoyed immense success but has also seen incredible tragedy. She has endured a tumultuous private life in the face of extraordinary public scrutiny. With no stone left unturned, Janet lifts the lid on her private life for the very first time and reveals the most intimate moments of the star ever caught on camera. Then goes on to say that Janet sold more than 100 million records. What else? Oh, and also joined the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Producers Workerbee, we'll have a look at their website in a minute, are said to have been filming for the documentary for 3 years. So this would tie in with the rumours about Netflix a few years ago. And the show is said to include archival footage and previously unseen home videos. So let's have a look at the Workerbee official site. So Workerbee are a TV and film production company in the UK, and you can see it's called Janet, and it's going to be appearing on Lifetime and A&E, and it's called a documentary event. 3 years in the making. This is an unprecedented access to one of the highest earning artists of all time, an intimate, honest and unfiltered look at the untold story of a true legend. With exclusive access to archival footage and never before seen home videos, Janet will detail the most talked about moments in her life, from the reaction to the death of her brother and the process of becoming a mother. She also talks about the passing of her father, Joseph Jackson. As you can see, there's a play video button here. So what happens if we click it? Will we get a trailer? No. Or we get this, oops, the embed code for this video is not valid. I did do, I looked at the source code for the website, or for this page, and there is no code for the video, but it's clear that a video will be appearing soon, so hopefully that will be a trailer. I will link this page in the description, so you can check back when the trailer hits. Okay, our next story is a book review. It's a new book. Well, it came out February the 12th, 2020, but I had no idea about this. It's called Michael Jackson in Comics. Interesting. So apparently it's a comic anthology. Michael Jackson in Comics attempts to show us who Jackson really was, but it says here, unfortunately, it fails. It features comics by various writers and artists, and the collection presents itself as a visual biography of Jackson. I think that sounds quite good. But it says here it's actually a hodgepodge of poorly written stories with lackluster art, and the biggest issue is the book's overall lack of direction. All the comics are somewhat related to Jackson, but what they're about vary. The comics range from Jackson's upbringing to his impact on fashion, to his loyal fans and his relationship with Diana Ross. It sounds interesting. I think I'm going to get this. So this is the front cover, Michael Jackson in Comics. And if we head over to the Amazon page for the book, you can buy it on Kindle for $11.99, or you can buy it hardback. I think it's about £23. But this is the service on Amazon where you can have a look inside the book before you buy it. I think it looks good. I mean, there's various chapters including things about Michael, the controversies that Michael was involved in, but also his upbringing, his legacy, and his sense of style, and like they said earlier, about his fans. Have you got this book? I know it's only been out for a few weeks, but if you've got it, let me know in the description what it's like. It's definitely one I think I'm going to get. Okay, so over onto Hot 97. Aresenio Hall gets real on Michael Jackson, and apparently on the LBTGQ controversy. LBTGQ? What the hell's that? Anyway, we're here for Michael Jackson. So apparently Aresenio gets real about Michael Jackson. Does he in this interview? Well, no, I think that's a bit of a clickbaity I can't remember the word. Clickbait. That's a bit of a clickbaity headline. I'll play a little bit of this interview and leave the full article in the description. He does talk about Michael for a couple of minutes. It's interesting. There's a few good bits of information. See what you think.
I told him, come by anytime. And then another time when he stopped by, MTV had set up this situation, an award for Eddie, an award for Michael, and they were going to give each other these awards. And even though I didn't get no award, I knew that would be great TV.
Yeah.
And I'm all in for that. And so Michael, we were hoping Michael came, because Michael also surprised your ass and not show up,
right?
Because you planning something. But he showed up, and I had this epic moment on television. The greatest moments, Laura.
Okay, so over onto BuzzFeed. Oh dear. 14 extremely messed up moments from the Wendy Williams show. Apparently multiple lines were crossed. It says here last month, the New York Times presents Framing Britney Spears was released, prompting a lot of people to take a closer look at how the media has treated celebrities in the past. That's a bit of a reach, I think. Anyway, I love Wendy Williams. Obviously, there's a Michael Jackson reference. Let's scroll down and see what that is. Where is it? Here we are. Apparently, Wendy Williams messed up when she said the victims of Michael Jackson's sexual abuse were lying and going after money. Wendy said, I don't believe a word of anything in this documentary. I don't believe touching, and I don't believe sex, and I do believe this is a money grab for the families. Thank you, Wendy. Well done. Haley commented and said, just so gross. What is the matter with you, Haley? What's gross isn't that Wendy Williams messed up. Of course she didn't. It's that BuzzFeed messed up for putting this in their top 10 or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, on to Brave People. I think this is an Irish website. When Bart Simpson rapped his way to the top with a little help from his friend Michael Jackson. Apparently, Do the Bartman was top 10 this week in 1991. Oh dear. Do the Bartman spent 9 weeks at number 1 in Ireland. 9 weeks, wow. So in the summer of 1990, apparently rumours began circulating that King of Pop Michael Jackson would write a song for Bart on a forthcoming Simpsons offshoot album. In fact, Jackson, a super fan of the animated show, was already on board, having called the producers one night, offering to write Bart a number 1 single and do a guest spot on the show. The resulting Do the Bartman, an infectious slice of New Jack Swing, was included as the first track on the Simpsons Sing the Blues album released in December. Do the Bartman was not released as a single in the US, didn't know about that, but in the UK it spent 3 weeks at number 1, I remember that, and went on to become the 5th best-selling single of 91. In Ireland, the song dominated the charts through February and March, spending 9 weeks at the top. Only 9 singles have ever managed a longer run at number 1 in the Irish charts. Do the Bartman was performed by Nancy Cartwright, and Michael Jackson provided backing vocals but was not credited for this contribution. It later transpired that he also co-wrote and co-produced the track with co-writer Brian Laurent. But did he? It goes on to say that Simpsons creator stated Michael Jackson wrote the song, but when selling the publishing and songwriting rights for Do the Bartman in 2015, Brian Laurent disputed those claims. So Brian says, I am the sole writer of the song. It was his idea to call the song Do the Bartman, and he did insist I include his name in the lyric. Hence, if you can do the Bart, you're bad like Michael Jackson. And so obviously he was involved. Perhaps this tidbit of info is not as sensational as saying MJ co-wrote the song, but I assure you he did not. Well, Michael's not here to argue that, is he? Then goes on to say where it reached number 1. Interesting. What I liked about this article is obviously Disney Plus have taken the Michael Jackson episode off their collection of Simpsons on the streaming service, so it's nice to read something positive about Michael Jackson and the Simpsons. So thank you very much, Brave People. On to our YouTube recommendation of the day. There's so many reaction videos to Michael Jackson, but I think this is the first cat reacts to Michael Jackson medley. This is from the Gold School Soul channel. Give the video a go. I'll play a little bit of this now, but link the full video in the description. And that's it for today's MJ News Digest. Thank you so much for staying with me. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment and subscribe because the best is yet to come.